In fly fishing, the line you choose is very important. It plays a huge role in loading the rod, delivering and presenting the fly properly when it hits the water. Choosing the right line will improve your chances of enticing a fish to strike. So let's jump right in. Choosing your target species. What will you primarily be fishing for? Trout, bass, and other small to mid-sized fish, or are you targeting larger fish such as salmon? Are you fishing freshwater or saltwater? As you've probably guessed, different environments, species, and methods will call for different types of line. Choosing your line weight. Typically, fly line weighs in a range from 1 to 15, 1 being the lightest. Smaller lines are best suited for smaller fish and subtle flies, while heavier lines are made for longer casts, heavier flies, and bigger fish. Matching the line weight, reel weight, and rod weight is important for a properly functioning setup. Choosing your line type. The specific characteristics of the line is important as well. These 3 main types include floating, sinking, and sinking tip lines. Floating lines, as you may assume, float. They're great for dry fly fishing and other topwater presentations. Sinking lines sink. They're made for subsurface fishing using flies such as nymphs or streamers. They also sink at different rates, helping you reach specific water columns where the fish may be congregating. Sinking tip lines combine the two. The majority of the line floats besides the last 10 to 15 feet, which sinks. Like sinking line, this is useful in where the fish are feeding at some distance below the water. The advantage of a sinking tip is when you're recasting, being that the majority of the line floats, it reduces the chances of your line getting tangled or hung up under the water. Choosing the line taper. Like most of what we've talked about thus far, different fly lines have different tapers for a specific purpose. And by taper, I mean the way it is gradually shaped towards the end that attaches to your fly. Essentially, this determines the way that the weight is distributed and how your fly is presented. The main taper types to be considered are weight forward and a double taper. Weight forward is very versatile and acceptable for most situations. And as the name implies, it provides additional weight forward on the fly line for easier and more accurate casting. Double taper is most commonly used for delicate presentations such as dry fly fishing. Additional factors. A few other things to consider are the line material, construction, color, coating, and what specific brand you want to choose. All of these, to somewhat of a lesser degree, will also have an impact on your decision. Just something to keep in mind. Fly lines are a very important piece of the puzzle, and choosing the right one will make a big difference in improving your casting and ultimately catching. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the Take Me Fishing YouTube channel, and for more helpful fishing tips, visit TakeMeFishing.org.